So in today's exciting episode, we explore gaming on my 2010 PC in, today, 2020. So let's start with the CPU. So we're rocking an Intel Core i5-661 processor. It was released in 2010 and it sits in an LGA 1156 socket. It's running at 3.33 GHz with a boost clock multi-core that is, up to 3.4 GHz. It's based on the older Clark-Dale architecture using the 32nm manufacturing process. It's a 64-bit processor with 2 cores and 2 threads per core, and has a Geekbench multi-core score of 4,966. The funny thing is that if you look at the 2011 processor of pretty much the same, the same kind, I think it's a 2500K, gets a Geekbench score multi-core of 8,816, which is nearly double of what my processor is running. So obviously it kind of gives you an idea of what we're going to be expecting here. For the graphics, we've got an NVIDIA GTX 750 Ti. It's got 640 CUDA cores and a base clock of 1020 MHz, and it boosts to 1085 MHz. It's got 2 GB of GDDR5 memory, and that all runs on a 128-bit memory interface. For the motherboard, these guys are chilling on a Gigabyte H55N, and I've got 6 GB of RAM, DDR3 that is. All this is housed in a Silverstone Raven Mini ITX case. I've got a 300 watt power supply, because honestly it was really hard trying to find. This machine was built on a budget like some time ago. First up is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Now I experienced lows of 19 frames per second and highs of around about 35. And this is irregardless of detail settings. I run the benchmark 3 times using lowest, low and medium, and it seems to just give me the same results. Now the only conclusion I could come to is that obviously the processor is at a real disadvantage.
Come on, he says. Eliud Kipchoge has the hand of history on his shoulder. 140.
Next up is CSGO. Now with this I didn't experience any problems at all and didn't have any trouble getting online and getting my ass whooped. Now it's probably due to the fact that this is an older engine, so the CPU has no trouble running this. Next up is Modern Warfare. Now things look very promising in the initial load up and menus and setting the options and that, but as soon as I started playing that, namely online multiplayer, frame rates just dipped like really bad. I ain't got a frame counter because I've not installed that kind of frap stuff yet, but oh gosh, it was a really bad experience. I got my ass kicked. It was very laggy, really unplayable. Now Modern Warfare 3 probably showed its age by the way that my system seems to handle this game. Didn't have a problem at all. But one thing I do have a problem with is this naming contravention with this Modern Warfare stuff. Like, how is the new version called Modern Warfare and the other one's Modern Warfare 3? Shouldn't this be Modern Warfare 5? So to conclude, can you game in 2020 using 2010 hardware? Well, that's a yes and a no. For instance, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, even on the lowest settings, I was still seeing lows of 19 frames per second, and that didn't change when I changed the settings to medium. Even with an overclock of 3.9 gigahertz, I've still only managed to squeeze out maybe 2 frames extra. And yeah, and cleaning the machine does improve speed. I managed to squeeze out an impressive 1 frame per second in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And that's the end of the first episode. Hit the like button if you did, the dislike if you didn't. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so I can start making some money off this YouTube and I can continue to give you guys some excellent and exciting content featuring me or him. To be fair, like, no one ain't doing nothing anyway, is it? Like, we're supposed to all be on lockdown, so like, I've got a lot of time on my hands. Now I'm gonna upgrade this really soon. I've not told him, is it? I'm actually liking the look of AMD's Ryzen 5s. Stop erming. I'm actually liking the look of AMD's Ryzen 5s, and I think the company, they're actually really making some headway in terms of performance for book. Now, I don't know what Intel are gonna do next, and I was always with Intel. I've been with Intel for, you know, some time, obviously 10 years with my gaming machine. But if they don't come out with something that's cost effective for me, then bye bye Intel.